Let's reload. Hello everyone and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, OVG. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's episode we are checking out Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo. One of the few titles that actually uses a mouse, which is really nice. And it only uses it when you are in the interior of the game.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is a third-person exploration, first-person shooter, and that's actually not even entirely correct. It's both. Believe it or not, the game is both. It is both a explorer and a shooter, all wrapped into one. And man, it's whoa. It's kind of fun. You play as Dr. Grant here, trying to make your way through Dino Village. Oh, wrong button. This is not going to be a good episode if I keep dying. And it was really cool and very different. Ocean had a really good idea here, and I like the way it all turned out. So you can completely use the mouse just as if you were on a PC playing a game, which is kind of nice. Not gonna lie. There we go. Missed. How did I miss? He's like right there. Ah! Oh, a battery. You can use the controller and the mouse simultaneously. That's kind of cool. So just like in the movie, all the systems are down. You gotta slowly bring everything back up and running. Dinos are just sitting here looking at me. I think that's the one thing that's kind of stinks, is the AI is kind of dumb. It's only when you're within a certain range can it see you. It just kind of breaks it just a little bit. It's not horrible, but it's there. I think the music's really well done too for the game. I mean, it doesn't use any music from Jurassic Park at all, but it is interesting how it sounds. The weapons that I currently have, I have discovered to be like the best weapons for this game. So on the left button for the mouse, A button, you got your missiles. It's nice straight shot, clean, quick, they dead. On the right button, or the B button, I've got my bowler snare, which will literally tear through a series of these dinos. And we need Ian Malcolm's card to get any further in this level. So now we just gotta find our way back out. Pretty sure I've been to every room. Oh, and just walking near the ammo will switch it, so make sure you pay attention to what you got going on, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally switch your weapons for something you don't want, and you go to get into a fight with a dino and you lose. Open. Open. I thought you'd be awake. The smoke grenades that they give you, they don't put them down. So you want to kill them, you cannot have the smoke grenades, which is why I like the bowler snares more. Once you've cleared all the dinos, they do remain gone. But you have to clear them all. If you don't clear them all, they come back. Alright, yeah, that was it. Once you exit, you can no longer use the mouse, you're back on the controller. Now, the exploration side of things is not just for figuring out where you gotta go next. You do have a purpose. And your purpose is to rid the world of the dinos and escape. I mean, you can just... Whoa! That was close. But you need to find the dinosaur eggs here. You pick them up and put them aside. And as you can see, you have both weapons in the overworld or in the top-down world. Collect as much of the ammo as possible. Another egg. And the object of the game is you need to collect all the eggs and escape the island and then make it over here. Now, once you're here, whoops. Oh, when he spits on you, he messes up your directional pad. Come on. There we go. So, this is where you leave. And you can't leave until you have everything you need. Okay, so let's just go to the visitor center. I will say this, I played the game over again, obviously, for this episode, and when I did not use the mouse. I am starting to regret it. The combination of using the up and down on the D-pad of the controller and then using the mouse for the precision movement, yeah, this is nice. This is a really nice setup. Oh, important safety tip. See how it's warning you about the night vision goggles? The night vision goggle battery that I found on the storage shed, that won't work here. You have to find the one for this level. So never, ever, ever go into any of those until you have found the battery for the level. There we go. Here's what I'm talking about. So we got two dinos, one green, one way in the back. So I fire the bowler snare. It gets this front one and the back one. So it's helpful. And see, now I got... There we go. No. Get what I'm looking for, please. There we go, and I'm stuck behind the table again. This is the annoying part of the game, because it doesn't have a button for picking up the weaponry inside the building, but outside it does. But inside it does not, because it expects people to be using the mouse like this, and there is no third button on the mouse. So it's a interesting combo. I dig it, personally. I think it's awesome. I think it's a very rare gem. Because of the way it plays. your point of fire is just to the right of the nose piece. Don't use the nose piece of the mask for centering, especially for longer shots. You'll miss. It is not in the center of the screen. It is slightly to the right. Alright. This will take us up to the roof. Stop pushing that button. And what do we got here? Ah, Hammond's ID card. We needed that on the first floor. So even though I died, it does keep track of the eggs, which is good. Tried to get me, Mr. Dino. Oh, I should say Mrs. All the girls, all the dinosaurs are bred to be girls. So this is the way that we needed Hammond's card. This is the other thing. It does not show you once you found a door that's required for the card. It doesn't say used so-and-so's card. The door just opens. So you have no idea, other than there's now dinosaurs in the room, that you have... What hit me? Oh, I see you. Spinosaurus. Alright, so... You know, I feel like we're at a point here where we should take just a few moments and talk about some of the pretty cool things that's going on here. Okay, so the game itself, I think, is pretty fun. It's got some interesting ideas that I have not seen in many games, and I like the third person to first person for the indoors. I think more games should do this in a sense. Like Metroid, I think, would be amazing like this. I would have loved to have seen Super Metroid this way. There's nothing wrong with the way Super Metroid looks, and I'll definitely touch base on a Super Metroid episode at some point. But I really dig this third person. I'm a huge Zelda fan. I love the third person overhead view. I think it's amazing like that. Now, when you take the first person and you go inside and you talk about using a mouse instead, I mean, that's a game changer. That's cool. By the way, this is a laser mouse. Hyperkin makes this. Shout out to them. They're not paying me for it. I had to buy it. But I think that this is an amazing mouse for the Super Nintendo. And back on track with the game, it's nice to be able to have the precision of a mouse to be able to use in the first person part of the game. And I like that everything else you're still using your trusty old Super Nintendo controller. So it's cool, it's different, the graphics are not bad. The graphics are no worse than The Legend of Zelda. What is it? A Link to the Past is on the Super Nintendo. I mean, it looks great. It's not a bad game. The Mr. DNA popping up in front of you, that's annoying as hell. Like, it's just absolutely annoying. But all the little things that made Jurassic Park, all those little snippets they're in there. It's just obviously not for everybody, I don't think. I think some people like it more than others. But the game itself is not bad. Now, that doesn't mean it's all good, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the game at all. Oh, hell no. No. This game has a huge issue, okay? So, you see me dying. You've already watched me die and everything else. And when you run out of your lives, that is it. It is game over, back to square one. So this game was meant to be beaten in one setting. It's a tough game. You need to have a couple hours set aside to go after this game. Just like any other game, but this one's just uniquely brutal. So when you see my video come out later of me playing through the entire game, I used my Retron. And my Retron 5 did fantastic. The only thing is when you look here, let's bring it back up. So when you look at the screen here and you see his little trivia stuff popping up, like, that is less in your face. And when you look at the score and the radar, all that seems to be dithered more as well. I don't know if it's just the way the Hyper can interpret it, because you could see that there's lines. Like, it's not a full picture. You could see that it's definitely, different. But using my Retron, I was able to use saves just like as if I was playing on a ROM in RetroArch or anything else. You can go ahead and drop a save state in and pick up where you left off. This game needed that. At the very least, it needed a password system. I mean, there's a computer, okay? And you can, once you open it up, it gives you the ability to use it to change which gates you're loading and stuff like that. Why not give you a point where you can enter your password in there? To me, that would have been awesome. Reload a point. Maybe you start at the same point every time, but you go into the visitor center and reload it, and you're good or something. I don't know. It needed one little thing, and it would have been way better of a game, because I could see people's complaints about beating this in one setting. It's not an easy game at all. But man, it sounds amazing. It plays amazing. I don't know. Listen to that. It just sounds like a killer game. I mean, it's cool that these people pop up and give you important safety tips, but it's like right in the way. And it doesn't even like take up just a small section. It's like your whole damn screen every single time they want to tell you something. I got a bad feeling about this corridor. Yeah. No. Ah! By the way, they got a T-Rex. There we go. Click the little boot. And we're in. See, we don't need Lex. Okay. So in here, so like we were up here earlier and we couldn't get through, so you have to change it from 3 to 1. And then that'll give you access to that area. Okay. Can't communicate with anybody. Can't call the ship. There's that. Oh, wow. Who knew? I didn't know. L&R, just push any of those and it'll get rid of the message box. This I knew. I knew the L&R would find direct because I used to not have the mouse. And when I played this as a kid, I figured out that the L&R gave you like a precision, a real fine movement so you can get your target real good. So that's cool. Didn't know that. And then we check our inventory and we have these three. And the goggles are charged for this building, so I am good to go into any dark room. So that's what's nice about these computers. Now that the system is up and running, it'll work. There is one more thing. Motion sensors. I should be able to turn those on. Boom. So those are on. So now when we're outside... Yep. So you see the little black dots and the red dots. Red dots, yellow dots. Yellow are things you can pick up. And then the red and the black, see here, those are the... Oh, look at that. That makes it disappear so quickly. Oh my goodness. All these years. So as you can see, it's a lot of searching. You gotta find what you're looking for to get access to other parts of the building. It's quite tedious. There's no map of any kind. If I pause it, that's it. There's pause. I hit select. Select brings up that. And that's it. You got pause and select. You got the bumpers, left, right, and then that's it. Like every other button. That's it. So you can get lost very, very easily. I want to thank you so much for your support. And I thank you so much for leaving comments down below, giving me ideas of where you would like to see me go next. And I appreciate everyone that casted in a vote throughout all of my multimedia outlets. All my links, that old video game collector. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the reload.